Hello and welcome to episode 32 of my Planet Explorers tutorial Let's Play series. This episode will be on building a monorail in a mine. I've shown you doing the above ground monorail, and in the last episode I left one thing out which rather annoyed me, because I do like to try and keep everything contained in the episode which is applicable to the subject that I'm covering. And in the last episode with the monorails I showed you everything, but I didn't show you who gives you the train cart. So I want to first rectify that by showing you the person you talk to who gives you the train cart and the train cart script, which is of course the person in front of me, Janab Hashtag. So when you talk to him, you'll see Michael told me that you know a thing or two about train carts, supposedly. So when you click on that...
Supposedly, yes. Is he using the magnetised particle suit?
So yeah, he's now talking jargon. Yep.
Good. I'm going to start working on the scripts. You should be aware that to replicate the train cart, we'll need the large replicator that's in the colony factory. We'll also need these materials. Look after these for me.
Okay, so that's the materials that you need to gather. Let's just properly show you. So you need to gather these materials for him. Once you've gathered them, he will then give you a train cart script and the train cart. So cool, you now know who to talk to and what to do. Okay, and that gets you your monorail car. Now what I'm going to do though, because I've done all of that, I'm going to load into a later save so I can show you my mine monorail, which took me so much time to do you would not believe. So let's quickly load this in so I can show you. Now you're probably going to opt for an overground monorail, because the overground monorail to build is 10 times easier than doing one in a mine. For starters, remember, for the mine it's obvious you've got to dig out all of the tunnel that you want for your mine monorail, and that's a lot of digging. So it takes an extreme amount of time to do it. Now just before I get on to showing you the mine monorail, let's show you how I've improved my base. Notice I've levelled out all the ground. Yes, it used to look like a big mess, but now it looks like an even flat land mess. So it's still a mess, but at least it's flat and even. And I spent enough time in here digging just that out. Also, you'll see that my entrance to my above ground monorail is much better now, because I can actually just walk up if I wanted to, but I will use the jetpack because it's a bit quicker to show you. So it's all flat ramps I'm using now in order to get up to my monorail up here. And I've got a nice little platform going to it. So there we go, that's the overground monorail. Right, let's go see the underground monorail. Okay, now I had to flatten out all my base because I wanted to put the entrance down in here. It's within my walls, meaning that where I get on and off of my monorail, I'm protected. You don't want to get off your monorail.
Watch out!
You don't want to get off a monorail and then be attacked. So that's why. Right, okay, here is my monorail underground. As you can see, I do not have a station platform. For some reason or another, it just would not let me start my mine monorail with a platform. Well, not start, because the track end is the first thing that you need. That's what you see here, is a track end. But it wouldn't let me put a station platform after it. So let's take a quick ride on the monorail. Oh no, I missed it. Never mind. That's okay. See how quick it is. So I'm going to answer the questions as to how deep and how wide to have your monorail for optimum placing of the parts. But it's the same as overground. You start by placing your track end. If it's in a mine, you'll then jump to placing the track joints. You can try placing a platform, but I spent a good hour trying to get one down, and it would only let me put one in the ceiling, which looked ridiculous. So I've just started with a track end. The main thing is that the train cart does stop here. Alright, not for long, but it does stop here. Okay, let's move along and show you the rest of this system. Okay, so now, if you're wondering about, can it go around corners? Yes. Providing you've dug out enough of the terrain, which I will get to in a bit, you can have it do a complete triangle turn around a corner like so. Moving along, you'll see that down here again I've turned and heading north, and I've got my first station. Oh, go on then, let's take a ride in it. How cool is that? You can sit inside. So here's the start point. So this is where we start. It went around the bend, there's my first station, and now we're going to fly up the track to the next station. Now what that's doing for me is it's taking me to the first station, which is my iron and coal. This station is for my silver and aluminium. Now, right, let's talk about how wide and how deep you must have your mine monorail. Let's get my shovel out. So either you'll use the pick or the shovel, doesn't matter which. For how deep, when you're standing on the floor of your monorail mine and you look up, the depth must be that you dig for as far as you can reach. And you will notice throughout the whole of my mine that whenever I look up, I've dug to the furthest point. Well, apart from there, of course. Okay, so it does let you get away with having a bit of stuff jutting out here and there, but that's only because I've done it so really wide. Otherwise it wouldn't have. Notice how the track is bending this way. It was probably because of that bit of ceiling that was coming down. Now when you try to place a track joint, okay, if it doesn't give you a beam when you're trying to place it, the chances are 90% chance that you've not got your ceiling flat enough, because when it does jut down, it does block you being able to place a component of your monorail. So you'll need to go through, if you can't place a piece, one of these track joints. Oh wow, that just flew straight through me. If you can't place one, just go and check your ceiling has all been leveled out, so you can't dig any more in it. Make sure it's all like this. Okay, that's the only reason you won't be able to place your track joint. Another important thing is making sure it's wide enough. The game does not like it if you do not have it deep enough or wide enough. To be on the safe side, I went to that depth. To be on the safe side of width, I went for 3. So 1, 2, well, you can see it's 3. Okay, 3 of them squares wide. Okay, in doing that, it was then it let me put down. It is very fiddly. When you make one underground, you're going to have to fiddle with all of the components, the track joints, the station platform and the track end. And what I mean by that is, let's actually stop this. So remember, if you go to your phone monorail, click the track that you're using or want to change, click stop, it places it back in your pocket, and then you can modify it. So let's rip this up and just show you how fiddly it can be. Right, okay, so you've gone along placing all your track joints, you've got your station platform eventually placed, and you get to the end, and no matter where you're going, it just won't let you place it. It's going to be, the answer to it will be that you simply haven't dug out enough of the terrain. When you have, it will miraculously, suddenly let you place it. But boy oh boy, will you have a lot of fun trying to get the track end down, because it is very fiddly. But be perseverant, keep trying, and eventually it will stop trying to pull it in the ceiling and it will place it like so. And there we go. So just that to be aware of. Make sure you dig out enough, because if it's not dug out exactly enough room for you to place the track end, it's not going to give you that beam on the floor. It will make you place it up in the ceiling, and that's no good to man or beast. And as you can see here, I did experiment with that, but it did look a bit ridiculous, the train cart shooting up into the ceiling. So I decided to do a whole load more digging for more hours, and I eventually dug it out enough to get all of it placed. So there we go. Right, that is my mono in a mine. Now the reason for this, of course, was because I wanted to be able to travel to my coal and iron and silver and aluminium, because notice I can't teleport to these two locations. I know they're not far, I know I'm being lazy. Well, you can't say that really. Look, I spent over 12 hours digging out all this, for goodness sake. What do you expect from me? But anyway, look, so here we are. I jump off my monorail and I can head straight down this tunnel to some aluminium. Just above me, ironically, it's placed the resource, the silver here, above ground, which I thought was really hilarious or funny, considering I'd spent so many hours digging this all out to place a monorail to take me to it, which I expected to all be underground. And as it turned out, here, see, look, there's the aluminium. Where's the silver? It's all up here, above ground. Isn't that typical? I spent all that time digging all this out, and when I'd finished it, I thought, oh right, let's find where the silver is. And I was not too impressed to find that it was all above ground. So I'd have been better off in the end just doing, all right, I won't say that, because look at the aluminium. That's very deep underground, so it weren't a total waste. I done my tunnel here. Let's walk along a bit closer and see if I can show it a bit clearer. And you can see I got it nicely placed for the aluminium. The silver's another story. Maybe I'll do another monorail to this above ground, just cycling around all of the resource points on the map. Because I think, to tell you the truth, I've done enough digging for now. I spent nearly 24 hours in the mine and doing all sorts of digging. There's me aluminium, if you're wondering. In fact, just to prove it, let's take a little chunk of it off. You have to use the pickaxe on the aluminium. Is it not giving me any yet? There you go. So that's aluminium. I've just justified spending 2 days building a monorail in a mine. Yes, I am a complete idiot. I know this. You don't need to tell me that. Anyone that spends the amount of time doing what I've done to just get to aluminium... Well, alright, I've got the iron and the coal down there, so it weren't a total loss. 3 out of 4 weren't bad. Let's put my train cart back down. Remember, it places your train cart when you stop it in resources, so don't panic if you don't see it in with your weapons and armour section. It places it right there, and for placing it, just drop it back on and then you can hop back in. There we go. I hope this has helped you if you decide to make a monorail in the mine. I will tell you that for placing your track joints, it is very fiddly for placing the stations and placing the track ends. It is all fiddly. You will have to keep experimenting and trying. You will not do it straight away. You'll just have to keep moving them around the floor until you get them beams. and I'm now stuck in my platform. So what a good apt place for me to end this episode, like a complete idiot that is completely incompetent as well, being stuck in my train platform or my track end. You of course won't suffer with this problem because you have a lot more sense than I do. Anyway, that's enough insults for myself. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.